beer breath, strawberry Peeps, a bigger Big Mac, AI orange juice, new Doritos, and a brief obituary for some gum. It's a new year, and food companies appear to be following through on their resolution to keep transforming natural foodstuffs into bizarre things you put inside of your body. Here's a rundown of some of this week's most interesting or bizarre new snacks. But before we slide down your esophagus, subscribe to @TheNewsRefresh on YouTube. We put out new videos about bizarre and unusual news stories each and every day, like how the TSA found a bunch of weed in an adult diaper, or how the Wienermobile is looking for new drivers. Thanks. My name is Greg, so naturally, I adhere to Pope Gregory XIII's Gregorian calendar, which has been slicing up our orbits around the sun into 12 convenient months since the 1500s. And in January, the first of many months we're on track to endure this year, many use the calendar's reset to observe one single month without alcohol. Time magazine website says the origins of some form of dry January date back to the 1940s. And last year, a poll found that 15% of American adults plan to take part in the practice in 2023. But abstaining from alcohol comes with its drawbacks. Not only will you potentially miss out on substantive conversations, you'll get better sleep and your booze-laden breath will improve. Fortunately, the good people at Miller Beer have come up with a solution for that. Beer mints. Yes, these are Miller Lite beer mints, which the company claims are breath mints that first contain the freshness of mint, but after you chew them, you'll begin to notice the subtle yet great taste of Miller Lite. And if you've ever enjoyed a Miller Lite before, you'll know that great taste part is certainly the most subtle. Miller claims their new beer breath mints are a nice way to chew your brew without consuming a single drop of beer in January. After all, these are non-alcoholic mints, though they say you still need to be 21 years of age to buy them, because nothing says adults only like a hygienic drunk. In lieu of 40 ounces of January beer, these tins contain 40 mints in every pack and will cost $5 whole. You can get them online at MillerLiteBeerMints.com. The first drop of these will be available online January 12th while supplies last, and they'll be releasing another batch on January 19th. After that, it's closing time. Closing time, of course, is when you and your peeps are kicked out of the bar. But let's say you were having a great time, meeting all sorts of new peeps, and you wanted to keep the party going. Where else can you find new peeps? Store shelves. These Peeps, of course, are not your friends. They're the divisive, sugary, marshmallowy Easter candy staple. Some people love them, while others have actually eaten them. And this year, the Peeps at Peeps are expanding their offerings, branching out from plain old 5-chick containers of 30 grams worth of sugar to hatch 4 new varieties from what is certainly the world's most diabetic hen. 2024's Easter lineup includes Peeps that are flavored like Rice Krispies treats, Peeps that taste like icy blue raspberry, Peeps with the flavor of sour strawberry, and Peeps Delights s'mores graham cracker flavored marshmallow chicks dipped in milk chocolate. And these are just a few new flavors being added to the already kind of large Peeps collection. Around the country, you can also find Dr. Pepper Peeps, Party Cake Peeps, and in some sort of chicken dessert shish kebab thing, a Mike and Ike flavored Peeps on a stick. Now, not all of these Peeps are for sale everywhere. Some are exclusive to certain retailers. So the Peeps at Peeps urge you to use their Peep Finder to find the Peeps you're looking for. Happy peeping!
To all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, on a sesame seed bun.
That's a decades-old commercial for what appears to be a decades-old Big Mac. This McDonald's staple was introduced all the way back in 1967 to compete with other big sandwiches. And yeah, 590 calories, 34 grams of fat, 25 grams of protein. That's kinda big, but not big enough, I guess. So behold, the Double Big Mac. Instead of 2 patties of meat, you get 4. That's how the double works here. This thing actually first came out back in 2020 and was 720 calories. And it was introduced alongside a tinier sibling, the Little Mac. Both were discontinued, but now the Double Big Mac is making a comeback at participating McDonald's restaurants starting January 24th. There's no word on whether the Little Mac is ever returning though, so if you missed out on that, I don't know, just buy a Big Mac and throw out half of it. Speaking of rolled tortilla chips, Doritos is making them now. These things are called Doritos Dinamita, and they're calling it the brand's latest innovation. They look like Takis, and they're pretty much Takis. Rolled tortilla chips in a variety of flavors. Chili limon, flamin' hot queso, smokin' chili queso, tangy fiery lime, hot honey mustard. Yep, Doritos. These things are available now nationwide. According to this PR website from January 10, 2024, that looks like it was made in January 1994. This week also marked CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, where tomorrow's tech companies of today showed off all sorts of high-tech gadgetry, like smart shoes and a mask that's built to shut you up. One huge theme at the show this year was artificial intelligence. which one very well-known fruit brand was looking to capitalize on in a very unique way. Nope, not Apple, which appears to believe that in just a few weeks, this is how you'll look at your loved ones in the eye, but Tropicana, the orange juice types. As part of a PR stunt, they announced that they're going 100% OJ and 0% AI by removing the letters A and I from its name, resulting in bottles of Tropcn. Yes, Tropcn. Sounds like a character from a Chekhov play, but no, it's an orange juice. Now, there's nothing new about this. It's still oranges whose juices have been squeezed into a bottle, but the company claims that searches for what is AI increased 643% from 2022 to 2023, hence why they've produced a limited run of Tropcn. They gave this stuff away at CES in Vegas, but they're also hiding bottles of this stuff with the labels that make the orange juice resemble an early 2010s startup at a handful of Kroger stores throughout the country. It's part of a contest too. If you find one of the bottles, you can win a trip to sunny Florida, or I guess in the spirit of Tropcn, floored. Finally, if you've got a glass of orange juice in your hand, go ahead and pour one out, because your childhood is dead. Or at least a piece of it, according to Redditor Noel-Silva. Because the good people who make fruit striped gum have just announced that it's being discontinued. The New York Times reports that fruit striped gum has been manufactured since the 1960s. Packs of it contain sticks of gum in 5 different flavors: cherry, lemon, orange, peach, and melon, all of which disappeared faster in your mouth than the time it took to crumple up the wrapper. For children of the 90s, this was an iconic brand. And in this R.I.P. Reddit thread, users reminisce over the wildest 3-second ride that your taste buds ever knew. A joyous 3 seconds that hit a little close to home, and someone named Me Locker even called for something of a gum renaissance. While it's hard to predict whether Timothée Chalamet is on the precipice of becoming the modern gum world's Leonardo da Vinci, you're more than welcome to buy unopened packs of this stuff from eBay scalpers for $100. Or, if you'd prefer to sport a keepsake of this confection, Etsy's got an 11-foot-long, $28 vintage chewing gum wrapper chain available for purchase. They say it's a rare find, a fitting tribute to our gum's flavor.